Amelia Mosley here, and you're watching Newsbreak. A court ruling about climate change overturned. We chat to Aussie author Aaron Blabey, and why Lewis Hamilton is changing his name. But first, you know what I'm going to say, hit that subscribe. A big court case won by Aussie kids last year has been overturned. It ruled the government had a duty of care to protect kids from climate change when making its decisions. But today, that ruling's been undone. Here's Joe.
Yeah, this group aren't happy, especially after the journey they've been on to get here.
I'm devastated by today's judgment, but it will not deter us in our fight for a safe future.
In September 2020, they started a class action lawsuit on behalf of all Australian children, arguing that the Environment Minister, Sussan, had a duty of care to protect young people from the impacts of climate change, and that the extension of a coal mine in New South Wales should be stopped.
I've taken it to the streets and I've protested and I've yelled, and I'm asking the court to recognise that as the Environment Minister, Sussan owes us as young people, as marginalised people, a duty of care.
The court didn't stop the coal mine expansion, but did recognise the duty of care. That was seen as a huge decision. Now, a year later, a federal court has overturned the decision after the Environment Minister appealed it. While they're disappointed, this group say their fight's not over.
We are proud of the arguments that we put forward and for representing all young people in Australia.
Our lawyers will be reviewing the judgment and we will have more to say on possible next steps in the coming weeks. But what I can say today is that we will not stop in our fight for climate justice.
Australian golfer Cameron Smith has pocketed a cool $5 million after winning the Players' Championship. The golf tournament in Florida is known as the 5th major, and winning it is a huge deal. He finished just one stroke ahead of his nearest competitor in a stunning final round. Imagine writing a book and then having it turned into a big Hollywood movie. Well, that's what happened to Aaron Blabey. He's the Aussie author behind the hugely popular kids' book series, The Bad Guys. The movie's coming out in cinemas later this month, and Leela got to talk to him.
I had the idea for the Bad Guys like 8 years ago or something. I wrote the first book, and then that almost immediately kind of took off and exploded.
What are you doing? We're gonna pretend to go good.
You wrote the book, and then what was it? You just got a phone call from Hollywood being like, "Hello, Hollywood here. We're gonna turn it into
It was a little bit like that. We went through all different kinds of versions, but they've ended up doing something that is based loosely on the first 4 books of the series. That I felt very strongly all the way through that they would keep the thing that I think is magic about the books, the special thing that makes me enjoy making the books.
What is the special thing?
I try to make myself laugh when I'm doing it, and I am trying to make my 6-year-old back then laugh. Totally worth it.
What was the biggest wow moment for you?
The animation on the big screen is kind of animation that you want to eat. You know what I mean? It's like kind of really delicious.
Do you have any advice for kids that are inspired by you?
Just do stuff and don't stop. Don't listen to anybody who says you can't.
Now let's put on a bowler hat, sip some tea and stare admiringly at a picture of the Queen, because we're heading to the UK for these next jolly old stories that are so very British. Everyone knows this famous Brit Formula One superstar Lewis Hamilton. But he was talking to fans in Dubai ahead of the first race of the season when he let slip some big news about his name.
I'm really proud of my family's name, Hamilton. I'm actually, none of you might know that my mum's name is Labalasteer, and I'm just about to put that in my name because I want...
Yep, Lewis Hamilton says he doesn't get why women traditionally lose their name when they get married and wants to give his mum's family name more recognition. Oh, I love that. Now, what's more British than the Beatles? Nothing, obviously, which is why this gigantic mural of Beatles drummer Ringo Starr is well worth a mention. It popped up in an otherwise not so colourful neighbourhood in Liverpool, close to where the star grew up. And while the ballet Swan Lake isn't at all British, watching this tiny dog dance to it certainly is. You see, this, my friends, is Crufts, the most famous dog show in the world, held in the UK. It features competitive pooches in all shapes and sizes with many, many, many different talents. But there's only one best in show, and this year it's Baxter, the flat-coated retriever. Smashing. Well, that's all the news for now, but don't worry, we'll be back with more tomorrow. Cheerio. There's nothing in this. Oh, don't forget, make sure you subscribe. Don't know why I yelled that.